Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week Wisdom and Legacy Building podcast. This is day 423 of our trek, and today is Philosophy Friday. Every Friday, we'll ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. Last Friday, we began a multi-week trek as we explored the teachings from some of my virtual mentors such as Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, and Earl Nightingale. As mentioned last week, the core of this trek is based primarily on Jim Rohn's book called The 5 Major Pieces to the Life Puzzle. I have learned a considerable amount from reading and rereading this book on my own trek of life, and I trust that you'll benefit from it also. Keeping with the continuity of Wisdom Trek, I will be adapting it to the 5 Trails on Life's Trek. We are broadcasting from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. After working on-site with one of our Marietta clients on Wednesday, we headed south again for just a few days. Paula's mom has a doctor's appointment, and one of our nephews is getting married on Saturday in Atlanta, Georgia. On Monday, which is Labor Day in the United States, we will head back to the big house for about a week before returning to Charlotte again. As we trek back and forth between Ohio and North Carolina, its practical applications to Life Trek should not be lost. Most of life is made up of a daily grind, just being faithful to the small details. As we travel mile after mile, we can only make progress by repeating each mile 365 times. And so it is with life. You will make progress by living one day at a time and then connecting those days together while heading toward your intended destination. On our trek for today, we will take what we learned last Friday and begin on the first of 5 trails on Life's Trek, which is the Philosophy Trail. So let's break camp and head out on our first trail of this extended trek as we cover the 5 trails of Life's Trek. And this one will be Philosophy Part 1. Last week we invested time in camp preparing for hiking the 5 trails on Life's Trek, and those 5 trails are philosophy, attitude, activity, results, and lifestyles. Although all of these trails are important, philosophy is a foundation or primary trail from which all other 4 trails branch from. Your philosophy can also be described as your worldview or paradigm from where your thought process originates. One major factor in determining how life turns out is the way that you choose to think. What you think about is a choice that you make every day. Everything that goes inside your mind in the form of thoughts, ideas, and information forms your personal philosophy. Your philosophy then begins to influence your habits and behaviors, and this is where it all begins. Since we are on the trail of philosophy, let us examine how your personal philosophy is formed. Your personal philosophy comes from what you know and from the process on how you came to know all that you currently do know. Throughout your life, you receive input from multiple sources. What you know has come from school, friends, associates, media influences, your home, and other places where you invest time. It also comes from the books that you're reading or listening to, and it comes from listening and observing throughout all aspects of your life. The sources of your knowledge and information that have contributed to your formation of your current philosophy is virtually unlimited. As an adult, all the new information that comes our way is examined through the filter of your personal philosophy. Those concepts that seem to agree with the conclusions you've already reached are added to your storehouse of knowledge and serve to reinforce your current thinking. Those ideas that seem to contradict your beliefs are usually quickly rejected. You are constantly in the process of checking your pre-existing beliefs for accuracy and confirmation in light of the new information that you take in. As you blend the new with the old, the result is either strengthening of your past beliefs or the broadening of your current philosophy in light of the new and valuable information about life and people. The same beliefs that form your personal philosophy also determine your value system. As a Christ follower, for me, this is strongly influenced by the truths and teaching of the Bible, which I believe to be God's Word. Your beliefs led you to make certain decisions about what is valuable to you as a person. Each day you choose to do whatever you think is valuable. If you decide to start your day at 5 o'clock each morning in order to take advantage of the opportunities that will enable you to provide for your family with more of the good things in life, then what are you really doing? You are doing what your philosophy has taught you is valuable. Conversely, if you choose to sleep until noon, you are doing what you consider to be valuable. But the result of these 2 different philosophies, from the decisions that you make about what is valuable, will be drastically different. We all have our own ideas about the things that will affect our life based on the information that we've gathered over the years. Each of us has a personal view about government, education, the economy, religion, our employer, and a host of other issues. What you think about these issues add up to your emerging philosophy or worldview and causes you to reach certain conclusions about life and how it operates. These conclusions then lead you to specific value judgments, which determine how you will act on any given day and any given circumstance. You have made and will continue to make decisions based on what you think is valuable. Whether the decisions you are making will lead you toward inevitable success or unavoidable failure depends on the information that you've gathered over the years in the form of your personal philosophy. As an example, I believe in all areas of life your harvest is based on what you plant, which is taken from Galatians chapter 6 verse 7, which says, "Don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of God. You will always harvest what you plant." Another example for me is taken from Galatians chapter 4 verse 14. For the whole law is summed up in this one command, love your neighbor as yourself. Based on this verse, if I do not love myself properly, then I am incapable of loving others properly. Consider this analogy. Your personal philosophy is like setting of a sail on a boat. In the process of living, the winds of circumstances blow on you in an unending flow that touches your life. We all have experienced the blowing of the winds of disappointments, despair, and heartbreak. Why then would each of us, in our own individual ship of life, all beginning at the same point, with the same intended destination in mind, arrive at such different places at the end of the journey? Have we not all sailed on the same sea of life? Have we not all been blown by the same winds of circumstances and buffeted by the same turbulent storms of discontent? What guides us to different destinations in life is determined by the way that we have chosen to set our sail. The way that each of us thinks makes a major difference in where each of us arrives. The major difference is not the circumstances. The major difference is the set of our sail. The same circumstances happen to all of us. We all have those moments in life, in spite of our best plans and efforts, life just seems to fall apart. Challenging circumstances are not events reserved for the poor, the uneducated, or the destitute. The rich and the poor have children who get into trouble. The rich and the poor have marital problems. The rich and the poor have the same challenges that can lead to financial ruin and personal despair. In the final analysis, it's not what happens to us that determines the quality of our lives. It is what we choose to do when we have struggled to set the sail and then discovered, after all of our efforts, the winds of life have changed directions. When the winds change, you must change also. You must struggle to your feet once more and reset the sail in a manner that will steer you toward your destination of your own deliberate choosing. The set of your sail, how you think and how you respond, has far greater capacity to destroy your life than any challenges that you may face. How quickly and responsibly you react to the adversity is far more important than the adversity itself. Once you discipline yourself to understand this, you will finally and willingly conclude that the great challenge in life is to control the process of your own thinking. Learning to reset your sail with the changing winds, rather than permitting yourself to be blown in a direction that you did not purposely choose, requires the development of a whole new discipline. It involves going to work on establishing a powerful, personal philosophy that will help to influence in a positive way all that you do and all that you think and decide. If you can succeed in this worthy endeavor, the result will be a change in the course of your income, your bank account, your lifestyle, and your relationships, and how you think about the things of value as well as the times of challenge. If you can alter the way you perceive, judge, and decide upon the main issues of life, then you can dramatically change your life. Well, today we have just started on the trail of philosophy, and we explored how important your thinking is in the creation of your personal philosophy. If you find that your personal philosophy is not as strong as you desire, then you'll certainly want to join us on the continuation of our trek on the Trail of Philosophy next Friday as we discover how to develop a powerful personal philosophy as we hike the 5 trails on life's trek. I know that you'll find these insights interesting and profitable in living the rich and satisfying life that we all desire. Our next trek, though, will be Motivation Monday, where we will explore the trails on how to get and stay motivated to bring value to your world. So encourage your family and friends to join us, and then come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Trek so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. I would also appreciate it, if you have the time, that you would rate and review us on iTunes or Google Play so that others will find out about Wisdom Trek and join us. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com, and thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, led to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.